I want to thank Morgan and Jimmy for introducing me today, and thanks to all of you for applauding right away. I think that's pretty good, and you can give me a little hand if you want to liven this thing up a little bit. Yeah. I'm happy to be here tonight with Shirley, my wife. After 61 years of marriage, she's still the joy of my life. Got that, yeah. Listen carefully to what I will say to you. The time is late, so I will soon be through. Give me another one. I'll take that one too. Yeah. All right. Good. First, let me say thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for including me. Thank you for honoring me. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I started to make another speech, but I better quit after that one, because I was getting ready to say that I had some situations where I didn't appreciate them, but I won't get I won't get into those. The second thing I do want to say is that I've been to a lot of National Bar Association meetings, American Bar Association meetings, various meetings with young people and things of that nature. And guess who I run into on almost every occasion? The young gentleman sitting right there, Judge Barnett, who's retired, but he moves around and he's always doing good. And I'm so happy to see you again tonight. All right? I think you ought to give the man a hand. One other thing about my wife, she is a graduate of A&T. I don't know if I said that. Aggie Pride, of course. But she's also chair of the board of the foundation, which owns this building. So I thought I better let you know that. So I could say a few other things. The YWCA here is named after her, by the way. It's the Shirley T. Frye Greensboro YWCA. I better not get that mixed up. You all know the difference between YW and YM, don't you? Everybody, okay, so we'll get that out of the way of thing with it. I spend a lot of time with young people from kindergarten up. And sometimes I get the best questions from those kindergarten and first year students, because they're not embarrassed to ask you anything. And a lot of times they ask you questions that you want to sort of back up and say, well, now, wait a minute, why you ask me that in a crowd, you know? But I want to say that because you can learn by listening to the questions that people ask. Keep that in the back of your mind. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Now, the second thing that I want to say is this. Well, I got one more little bit of poetry. That's what I meant to give. I didn't write this, but this is one that you've probably seen. If a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small. Do it well or not at all. Keep that in the back of your mind. You've probably heard that. It's an old thing, but I wanted to get that out of the way now. Two more things. Don't spend too much time with negative people. If every time you see that person, he or she's got something bad to say about somebody or about something, don't spend too much time with that person. If you're in a crowd, there's always negative. Try to uplift the conversation. Try to say something positive. Try to change things. And by the way, that'll help you later on when you become a lawyer. Because a lot of people come to see lawyers, all they got is negative stuff, right? But if you're accustomed to raising the level of the conversation, if you're accustomed to seeing that we don't look down, we look up. We don't just look to see how bad things they are. We look to do what? To make them better. I like an old song I heard a long time ago. Take a sad song and do what? Make it better. You all ever heard that? Or are you too young to have heard that one? Take a sad song and make it better. So, one other thing, being a lawyer makes you, hopefully, a part of a profession. And a profession is a little above a job. Now, what do I mean that it's a little above a job? People expect professionals to know what they're doing, expect them to be at a higher level, expect them to give advice which is sound, whether that professional is a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, and I would say a politician, but I won't deal with that too much. Some politicians are pretty good, and some sometimes don't quite rise up to the standard, right? But as you proceed toward becoming the professional person as a lawyer, remember to always have high standards. And remember that the words you say sometimes come back to you. And when you hear them the next time, sometimes they're coming from somebody else who heard you say that. So be careful what you say and what you do. And as you go into law school, if most of you will be doing that, I imagine, as you go, simply remember that you can do it. But you can't do it without hard work. Now, you can't work all the time. You got to take a little time, for relaxation and so forth. I knew one student who was working every day. I mean, every day. I said, look, man, take a day off. Take a half a day off. Do something. The brain is not made to, continually operating at a high level completely, every time and always. So keep that in mind. But now don't use that as an excuse to study only once a week. All right? So I'll leave it with that. Now, the last thing I want to say is this. If you see somebody, male or female, who doesn't have a smile, give them one of yours.